Hi, this is Robert Kohr, and I'm showing off my film, The Lift. It used to be called Once and Never Again, and before that it was called Automatic Doors, but I like The Lift more, and hopefully this will be the last change. The shot you're looking at here is of my main character waking up in the morning and heading off to work, wherever she's going. And she's powering down her computer, then picking up her bag, and then leaving. Here's the animatic. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. Now, I have her originally leaving through the door, but I also have a version with some 3D on it, so I could get an idea of what I wanted the motion to look like. Let's play that. And it's a very simple background. The 3D that I'm doing in this came from some research I did on how some of the 3D backgrounds were done in Spirited Away. And the way those are done is they're done as pretty similar to how you do video game models, is that you only need to build what you're seeing, and all the lighting and textures and everything are built into the model as opposed to being lit by lights or anything. The actual light is just part of the background, and it gives it kind of this painted look, which I will show you now. A little bit there was the finished shot, and what you can see is this is what the background looked like prior to coloring. And then what we do is we add the textures. It creates a sort of a faux painted look. The way you do this is I'm using Blender, which I've talked about before, and what you can do is you can light a model and then export that lighting as a PNG, paint over it, and then re-import it as a map. And it's called basically baking, and the final product looks like this. Let me see if I can play through some of the frames. Yeah. So you can see the camera movement that I was going for. Now, I have the door in this shot. The final version of the film doesn't, but because it just didn't work out that I needed it, or it just didn't make any sense. But let me show you the finished animation of the character. So what I did is I worked out the keys and came up with positionings that worked. And let's play it back. That's why the colors are constantly changing, as I was working in different colors to get the effect. And this is what a finished one looks like. So let me show you the whole thing finished. Just make sure all the sketchiness is off. And you'll see this is what the finished animation looks like. One of the things I wanted to talk about was shading. Mostly, I originally started the film with 3 levels of shade, with a highlight, a base color, and a shadow, but it got too complicated for people to work with. It just took way too much time, so instead I just opted for a heavy shadow and a base color, and then occasionally I throw on white or something else. And what I did is to make it a little bit more interesting, as I gradated some of the shadows, like you'll see in here, to show her dress being semi-transparent, and at the bottom of her pant legs onto her boots. So let me play this back. Now, when I was in After Effects, what we did is, this is what the final looks like, all integrated. And the way we get to this is start with the character, her bag. Then I usually add in the CG, which just gives you an idea, but you can see it feels kind of flat, so what we do is we add in the shadows, which are painted in Flash, but then brought in and then blurred. And then I also added a reflection in the floor and a shine on the screen, so you'll see the reflection right there. And then I add all the texturing stuff, which gives it a little bit more of a lit feel and darkens up areas. And then this is the light, and then I usually do an adjustment on it to then make it the final product. Here you can see it over here, and then the final look is actually this, where I add a grain effect, which kind of prevents banding a little bit. It doesn't do the best work because I'm also adding this lens blur across everything. So hopefully it will prevent banding. And now I'm playing the shot one last time so you can see the finished product, and that's it. So I hope to do this again soon. Come back and check out what I have to show. Thanks, bye.